If you struggle with insomnia, wake up during the night, or experience light, non-restorative sleep, sleep science explains this is not a lack of discipline or willpower. Many people lie down feeling exhausted, yet their mind becomes more active. Thoughts speed up, the body feels alert, and rest feels out of reach. This pattern often appears without stress or obvious worry. It can happen at any age to otherwise healthy people, and it leaves you wondering why your brain won't shut down. Many report a racing mind, a hyperactive brain at night, or sudden awakenings during the early morning hours. You may fall asleep easily only to wake up hours later, or you may stay in a shallow, fragile sleep all night. Even after several hours in bed, the body doesn't feel restored. This is one of the most confusing and frustrating sleep experiences, and it has a clear explanation inside the brain. Sleep science shows this happens when the brain enters a protective state called the Neural Sleep Inhibition Response. In this state, the brain remains partially alert during the night. The sleep switch does not fully activate as it should. The deep sleep signal becomes weak or interrupted. This is not weakness or personal failure. It's the brain preparing to protect you, which leads into what's really happening next. I'm Dr. Sarah, a sleep medicine specialist with a background in psychiatry. For many years, I've worked with people who feel deeply tired every day. They do everything right before bed, yet sleep won't stay stable. Some fall asleep quickly but wake up in the middle of the night. Others sleep lightly and never reach truly restorative rest. This happens to young adults, parents, and older individuals alike, and most of them believe they are the problem. What sleep science shows is something very different. Studies explain that fragmented sleep is rarely random. It's often linked to how the brain's safety system behaves at night. The nervous system decides whether the body can fully relax. Hormones like melatonin and cortisol must follow a precise rhythm. When that rhythm is disrupted, sleep becomes fragile, and the brain quietly stays on guard. Melatonin is meant to rise gently in the evening. It signals that the environment is safe enough to rest. Cortisol, on the other hand, should remain low at night. But when the brain senses threat or instability, cortisol can rise early. This hormonal shift is subtle but powerful. It keeps the brain alert even while the body is tired, and sleep becomes shallow or broken. If your sleep breaks during the night, it does not mean something is wrong with you. It does not mean you are weak or anxious or failing at rest. It means your brain is doing its job a little too well. It is staying alert to protect you from perceived danger. This state is known as a brain safety response, and it often activates without conscious awareness, especially during the quiet hours of the night. Many people are surprised to learn this response is biological. It is not caused by negative thinking alone. It is regulated by the nervous system and circadian rhythm. The brain constantly scans for signals of safety or threat. Darkness, silence, and stillness can sometimes increase alertness, especially if the system has learned to associate night with risk. That learning shapes how sleep unfolds. This is where the Neural Sleep Inhibition Response becomes important. It explains why the brain refuses to fully shut down, why the sleep switch only partially activates, and why deep sleep feels blocked rather than absent. Understanding this response changes how we approach sleep, because the issue is not forcing rest, it's helping the brain feel safe enough to continue, which leads directly to what you experience each night. You feel tired throughout the entire day. Your energy feels low, your focus drifts, and your body feels heavy. You look forward to bedtime believing rest will finally come. But when you lie down, something changes inside your system. The environment becomes quiet, yet your mind becomes louder. The body is still, but the brain feels active, and sleep no longer feels natural or automatic. As soon as your head touches the pillow, the mind starts racing. Thoughts appear without invitation and refuse to slow down. The body struggles to fully relax even when you feel exhausted. Muscles may soften, but the brain stays alert. You may notice shallow breathing or internal tension. Even calm thoughts don't seem to help. The system feels stuck between rest and vigilance. Sometimes you fall asleep, but it doesn't last. Sleep becomes light, fragile, and easily disrupted. You may wake up multiple times without knowing why. There is no loud noise or clear disturbance, yet the brain suddenly pulls you back to awareness, leaving you confused and frustrated in the dark. Experts in sleep health explain this is not a lack of sleep opportunity. It's not that the body doesn't want rest. It's that sleep is being interrupted by the nervous system. The brain is sending subtle alert signals during the night. These signals override the natural flow of deep sleep. They weaken the deep sleep signal without fully waking you and keep the system hovering in a guarded state. This experience often leads to self-blame. People assume they are doing something wrong. They blame stress, personality, or an inability to relax. But sleep science explains this pattern is biological. It is not caused by laziness or lack of effort. It is a learned response within the brain, one designed for protection, not punishment. The body is ready for rest and repair. Hormones are trying to follow their natural rhythm. Melatonin is released, signaling night and recovery. But the brain does not fully trust the environment yet. Its safety systems remain partially active. This mismatch creates the experience of broken sleep, and understanding why the brain stays alert is the next crucial step. Sleep science explains that staying asleep is not random. It depends on balance inside the brain and nervous system. At night, multiple systems must work together smoothly. Hormones, neural signals, and circadian timing all align. When this balance is stable, sleep deepens naturally. The mind quiets and the body shifts into repair mode. This process is designed to happen every night. As evening approaches, melatonin should gradually rise. This hormone signals darkness, safety, and recovery. At the same time, cortisol should remain low at night. But when the brain senses threat or instability, cortisol can rise early. This hormonal shift is subtle but powerful. It keeps the brain alert even while the body is tired, and sleep becomes shallow or broken. However, the brain is always scanning for threat. This happens automatically without conscious thought. Stress does not have to be obvious or emotional. It can be subtle, physical, or stored from past experiences. When the brain senses instability, it shifts into protection mode. Even if the bedroom feels calm and quiet, the response begins inside the nervous system. This protective pattern is known as the Neural Sleep Inhibition Response. It tells the brain to remain partially alert during the night. The sleep switch does not fully engage. Signals meant to deepen sleep are weakened. The deep sleep signal becomes fragile or interrupted. The brain stays close to wakefulness, ready to respond at any moment. This is why sleep can break without a clear reason. You may wake suddenly, feeling alert or uneasy, or you may hover in light sleep for hours. The brain is not failing to sleep, it is choosing vigilance over depth. This choice is automatic and protective, not a conscious decision. The timing of these awakenings can vary. Some people wake around midnight, others wake consistently around 3 a.m. Some feel unrested despite sleeping all night. The hour may change from person to person, but the underlying mechanism is the same, and understanding that mechanism opens the door to what happens next. Imagine your brain as a night security system. Its job is not to help you sleep. Its job is to keep you safe. Every night, it scans the environment for signals. It listens for safety, stability, and predictability. This process happens automatically without awareness, and it strongly influences how deeply you sleep. When the brain feels safe, everything begins to slow down. Neural signals quiet down across the nervous system. Melatonin flows in a smooth, steady rhythm. Cortisol remains low and stable through the night. The sleep switch stays fully engaged. Deep sleep stages connect without interruption, and the body moves into repair and restoration. In this state, sleep feels effortless. The mind drifts without resistance. The body releases tension naturally. Breathing becomes slow and rhythmic. Time seems to pass quickly through the night. You may not remember waking at all. This is how sleep is designed to feel. When the brain senses danger, even subtly, the pattern changes. The threat does not need to be real or immediate. It can be perceived, remembered, or learned over time. The brain reacts by activating protective circuits. Neural alarms increase sensitivity to internal signals. The nervous system shifts toward alertness, and sleep becomes lighter and more fragile. In this mode, the mind stays closer to awareness. Small changes in the body trigger brief awakenings. Hormonal balance becomes unstable during the night. Cortisol may rise earlier than it should. Melatonin signals weaken or fluctuate. The deep sleep signal struggles to hold, and rest becomes easily interrupted. This pattern is known as the brain's safety response. It explains why sleep fragments without a clear cause. It explains why the mind stays alert at night. It is not rare or abnormal. Sleep science shows many people experience it, often without realizing what's happening. And this understanding leads directly into how the brain learned this response. Most people believe insomnia means they cannot fall asleep. They assume the problem begins at the start of the night. They focus on bedtime routines and falling asleep faster. They watch the clock and worry about the first hours in bed. But sleep science explains this belief is incomplete. For many, falling asleep is not the main issue. Staying asleep is where the breakdown occurs. Studies show the brain often enters sleep successfully. Melatonin rises and the body initially relaxes. The sleep switch turns on, at least partially. This is why many people fall asleep within minutes. But later, something pulls the brain back toward alertness, not because sleep failed to start, but because it failed to remain stable. The body is ready for rest and repair. Muscles soften and energy demand drops. Breathing slows and temperature decreases. These are signs the body wants deep sleep. However, the brain still scans for safety. It has not fully received the signal to stay offline, so it keeps one foot in wakefulness. This is why awakenings feel sudden and confusing. There is often no clear trigger or noise. The brain simply decides to check the environment. This decision happens automatically and silently. It is driven by internal safety circuits, not by conscious thought or intention, and not by personal weakness. Because of this, forcing sleep rarely works. Trying harder often increases internal pressure. That pressure can raise cortisol at night, which further activates the nervous system. The brain interprets effort as urgency. Urgency feels like danger to a safety system, and that deepens the cycle of alertness. Sleep science explains the solution is not control, it is communication with the brain's safety network. The brain must feel safe enough to remain asleep. That safety comes from consistent internal signals tied to hormones, rhythm, and nervous system tone. When those signals change, sleep behavior changes, and that leads directly to how the brain can relearn nighttime safety. The good news is, this response is learned. It is not something you were born with permanently. The brain adapted over time based on signals it received, signals from stress, rhythm disruption, or internal imbalance. What is learned by the nervous system can be adjusted, and it can be adjusted without force or struggle. This is where real hope begins. Sleep science shows the brain is plastic. Plasticity means the brain can change how it responds. It can update patterns when conditions improve. This applies to learning, emotion, and sleep regulation. Nighttime alertness is not fixed in place. It is a response shaped by experience, and responses can be reshaped. When the environment feels safer, the brain reacts differently. Light exposure, timing, and internal signals matter deeply. The nervous system constantly evaluates these cues. When signals align, alert systems quiet down. Melatonin flows in a smooth, steady rhythm. Cortisol remains low and stable through the night. The sleep switch stays fully engaged. Deep sleep stages connect without interruption, and the body moves into repair and restoration. In this state, sleep feels effortless. The mind drifts without resistance. The body releases tension naturally. Breathing becomes slow and rhythmic. Time seems to pass quickly through the night. You may not remember waking at all. This is how sleep is designed to feel. Forcing sleep often sends the wrong message. Effort can feel like urgency to the nervous system. Urgency activates alert pathways, not rest. The brain interprets pressure as potential danger. This keeps the neural sleep inhibition response active, which is why trying harder often backfires and deep sleep remains blocked. The path forward is about cooperation, not control, helping the brain recognize consistent safety signals, supporting circadian rhythm and nervous system balance, allowing biology to do what it already knows how to do. This process is gradual, calm, and respectful, and it changes how the brain behaves at night, which leads directly to how sleep can be supported naturally. Experts in sleep health explain that supporting sleep starts with the brain, not by forcing rest, but by changing internal conditions. The nervous system must shift out of constant vigilance. This shift happens when the brain receives consistent safety signals, signals tied to rhythm, hormones, and sensory endpoint. When these signals align, sleep stabilizes, and the body follows naturally. One key goal is reducing neural sleep inhibition. This means lowering nighttime alert responses. The brain no longer needs to stay partially awake. It can release its grip on constant monitoring. As alert systems quiet, sleep depth improves. Awakenings become less frequent, and the mind spends more time offline. Another important step is stabilizing melatonin release. Melatonin works best when its timing is predictable. Light exposure, routine, and internal balance matter. When melatonin rises smoothly, the brain recognizes night. This strengthens the sleep switch and helps maintain sleep through early morning hours instead of breaking too soon. Preventing early cortisol spikes is equally important. Cortisol is designed to rise closer to morning. When it rises too early, the brain becomes alert. This is a common cause of 3 a.m. awakenings. Supporting the nervous system helps prevent this shift. Keeping cortisol low protects deep sleep stages and reduces sudden nighttime arousal. Restoring the deep sleep signal is the result of balance. It cannot be forced directly. It emerges when safety and rhythm are restored. The brain allows deeper stages to connect naturally. Repair, memory, and recovery processes resume. Sleep becomes less fragile and more continuous without effort or struggle. When the brain feels safe again, everything changes. Sleep deepens without conscious control. Awakenings become shorter or disappear. The body completes its nighttime restoration. Morning feels lighter and more stable. This happens naturally when biology is supported, and understanding how to support it leads into the next step. For some people, this process can be supported naturally, not by forcing the brain to shut down, but by working with the systems that regulate sleep. Sleep experts explain that the brain responds best to support that respects its timing and biology, rather than overriding its protective mechanisms. This approach feels calmer and safer to the nervous system. This type of support is often described as doctor-approved, not because it treats or cures anything, but because it aligns with how sleep biology functions. It is designed to complement the brain's natural rhythms, supporting melatonin pathways without artificial sedation, helping cortisol remain low during the night, and reinforcing the conditions for deep sleep. Rather than shutting the brain down, it reduces alert signals. It helps calm the nervous system before sleep begins. This makes it easier for the brain to exit protection mode. The neural sleep inhibition response gradually weakens. The sleep switch can stay engaged longer, and the deep sleep signal becomes more stable, all without forcing unconsciousness. This kind of support works best as part of a larger system, one that includes rhythm, environment, and internal balance. It does not fight the brain's safety response. It communicates with it in a gentle way, helping the brain recognize nighttime safety again. This communication is subtle but meaningful, and often makes sleep feel more natural. For people experiencing fragmented or light sleep, this support can feel like a bridge between alert nights and calmer rest. It helps the brain feel supported rather than pressured, which reduces internal resistance at bedtime and allows sleep to unfold more smoothly, especially during the early morning hours. If you want to learn more about this kind of support, it is available in the first pinned comment below. There you can explore how it fits into sleep biology and how it supports the nervous system at night without harsh stimulation or sedation. This option is simply one part of the overall approach, which leads into understanding how this fits into a simple daily plan. Waking up at night is not your fault. Light, fragmented sleep is not a personal failure. It does not mean your body is broken, and it does not mean your mind is weak. Sleep science explains this pattern clearly. It is a biological response, not a character flaw, one rooted in how the brain protects you. The brain's first priority is safety, not comfort, not convenience, not rest. When it senses instability, it stays alert, even if that alertness disrupts sleep. This response happens automatically, without conscious choice or intention, and it can affect anyone at any age. What matters most is understanding this response, because understanding changes how the brain reacts. The neural sleep inhibition response is not permanent. It is maintained by signals, not by destiny. Signals from the nervous system and hormones, signals tied to rhythm, timing, and environment, and signals that can be gently adjusted. Sleep science explains this process with clarity. When safety signals improve, alert signals reduce. Melatonin stabilizes across the night. Cortisol stays low instead of rising early. The sleep switch remains engaged longer, and the deep sleep signal strengthens naturally, without force or suppression. When the brain begins to feel safe again, the mind no longer needs to stay on watch. Thoughts slow without effort, awakenings become shorter or disappear. The body completes its nighttime restoration. Morning feels lighter and more stable. This happens naturally when biology is supported, and understanding how to support it leads into the next step: